Okay, let's continue with a new interesting video where we are going to see conditional statements. Proceeding with conditional statements, we need to know about a term called as control statements. Control statements. Inside the control statements, we do have three types of statements. One is conditional statements, second, looping statements, and next we have jumping statements. Today our main focus will be on conditional statements. Still, I will mention what everything comes under it. In conditional statements, we do have if else, elif, if elif else, nested if else, we do have match for, we do have ternary if, or you can say shortened if. Next, in looping statements, we do have for loop, we do have while loop. In jumping statements, we have break and continue. So these all are the statements available. We need to see one by one. Let's continue. So today our focus will be on conditional statements only. First we will see if. If. Before this, conditional statements. Why the name is conditional? If you notice, we had some files we created. So let's say this was one of the file, one project which we created. If you noticed in this file, it's not like that you should have knowledge of this project. This is just a normal file you can consider. What will happen when I'm going to run this particular project or file? One by one, it will read the data in the same sequence, First line number 101, 102, 103, 104, like that. What if we want to change the flow? What if we change the flow? If we want to change the flow, that time we will use conditions or looping statements or jumping statements. So same here in our case as well. I want some set of statements should run when a particular condition is true. Otherwise, they should not run. For example, can you tell me if it is raining outside, it is raining a lot, but you don't have any option. It is very much necessary to go outside. You cannot say no. You have to go outside even if it is heavily raining. What you will do? Pause the video and write your answers or just think about it. So answer is obviously we will have umbrella. So if it is raining, then only you will have umbrella, na? Or you can have raincoat. Fine. Let's say you are hungry. If you are hungry, you will eat something. Let's say if you are tired, let's say you are tired. So you are tired. You will take rest. You will take some rest. Fine. So these outputs, these are the statements will be running once the condition is true. If it is raining, then you will take umbrella. If you are hungry, then you will eat. If you are tired, then you will take rest. It's like that. So same only we are going to see. First was if condition. First one is if else. Let's see. I will just give it here. Let's say if. In Python, you just need to give a space. That's it. You just need to give a space. I'm just taking from user marks. There is a variable called as marks. And marks will be of integer type because input function by default, input is a function in Python which takes user input. By default, input function returns a string type and you have to convert this string type into integer. You have to convert this string type into integer. Okay. So enter marks. Enter marks. If marks are greater than 50 colon, then we will say please print person is passed. Person is passed. So let's run it. I will just save it. We will say Python conditional statements dot py. Press enter. Enter marks. I'm saying 78. So obviously the person is passed. What did you understand? I am taking a number from user, then I'm converting into int. If that marks entered by user are greater than 50, the person is passed. Let's run it again. What if the marks are less than 50? Then nothing happened. What if the marks is less than 50? Nothing happened. We have to take care of that as well. So otherwise, else means otherwise. Otherwise, print failed. That's it. We will just run it again. And here this time I will say 23. The person is failed. If else. If this condition is true, print this. Otherwise, print this. In this block, you can have anything. It's not like that only print statements based on your requirement. Make sure when you are giving a if condition, you are giving a colon and there should be a space. At least one space should be there so that whatever you will write inside this if block, it will be considered that it is a part of if block. For example, if you try to write like this, see error, na? You cannot give same indentation. At least one space if you give it is fine. And make sure, let's say I'm writing something else as well here, passed, congratulations. So here if I say congratulations, this is fine. But if you, let's say I'm giving two spaces, so one print I'm giving, one space I'm giving in this print and two spaces I'm giving here, two spaces, it will give you error. Make sure when you are having a condition, inside that condition, whatever the statements you are printing, either you give the one space, either you give 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want, but all statements inside that particular block should have the same indentation. Indentation means white spaces. If you are giving two spaces here, it should have also two spaces. It's not mandatory you are giving two spaces in the if block, so you have to give else also two spaces. No, else is a totally different block. But yeah, if you're giving 4 spaces here, make sure the next print what you will be writing, that also should be in the same, should have the same number of spaces. Fine. But this block is totally different from this block. I hope it is clear. Let's continue with the next one, that is elif. Elif means it's a combination of else plus if. What if you have more than one condition? More than one condition. For example, let's see this program only. In this program, we gave a condition if the marks are greater than 50, then the person is passed. Otherwise, the person is failed. But what about if the marks are equals to 50? Let's say we want to give a condition. If the marks are equals to 50, we say rechecking. Answer sheets will be rechecked. So whenever you have more than one condition, it's not like that only one elif you can have multiple. Whenever you have more than one condition, for that you have to use elif. Let's copy paste the same program here. Here, if marks is greater than 50, passed, and congratulations. Elif. Here I will add elif. Marks are greater than 50, then we will print answer sheet, or we will say recheck answer sheet. That's it. Otherwise, it will print failed. Let's try it out. I will just run it. This time I will say 50. You see, recheck answer sheet. I will run it again, and this time I will say 23. So you see, failed. Better luck next time. Something. I'm giving 90, so the person is passed. Elif means either this condition will be true, or this condition, or this one. Any one it will run. Any one. Now you can have more than one elif also, no, like no limit. Let's say you say if, here I'm giving if marks are greater than 80. If marks are greater than 80, I will say here print first division, print first division. Okay, and here this condition I will make as elif, this condition I will make as elif. So what do you understand? We are taking marks from user. If the marks are greater than 80, so got first division. But if marks are greater than 50, so if marks are not greater than 80, they are less than 80, then only it will go into this condition and it will print passed and congratulations. Otherwise, if it is equals to 50, recheck and then fail. So I will just go here. Here I will say this time 34. So see, failed, better luck next time. I will run it again. This time I will give 85, let's say. So see, first division. I am having 1, 2, 3 conditions and otherwise the person is failed. So I hope it is clear when to use elif whenever you have multiple files and anyone you want to run. Sorry, you have multiple conditions and any one you want to run. Okay, let's continue with the next one, that is nested if else. If inside if else inside if, it's like that. So for this, we will take one example where user wants to log in, where user wants to log in to a machine, let's say. So to log in, what everything we need, we will be requiring username and password. I'm just writing it down. Okay, the condition, the topic is if else, nested if else. I am taking username from user. I am taking username from user. So obviously it is gonna be string, enter username. Then I am having password from user. Let's say password also in string only we can take. Enter, I'm just saying enter password. Okay, so user will give its username and password. Now we need to verify, we need to verify whether the person is giving correct username and password or not. If you notice, we used to log in on Facebook, Instagram, multiple tools we used to log in. Whenever you are giving username wrong or password wrong, what is the message you said? You get maximum time. We used to get username or password not matching or username or password wrong. They don't use to mention are you giving username wrong or password you are giving wrong. Any one thing they should mention, na, so you will be having clarity which you need to more focus on. Either you need to give password again or username again. They used to mention username or password is wrong, please try again. That also we will resolve here. So I will just take if username is equals to, let's say, admin. The actual username is admin, let's say. Then only we will check if password is equals to, let's say, actual password is 1234, and then only user will be having the access. So access granted. Let's understand what I did. Here it should be double equals to because it's a comparison operator. See, we are taking username and password from user. If the username is admin, if the username is admin, then only it will check for password, because if user is giving username is wrong itself, why we should check the password? And if password is correct, then only, means if username is correct, then only it will go inside this if, otherwise it will not go inside this if this condition is true, username is admin, it's correct, then only it will go inside this if, it will check for the password, and if the password is correct, then only it will print the access granted. But what if this condition is false? This condition is false. If inside if condition is false, that means user is giving wrong password now. So clearly mention else print invalid password. So no point of here, no, means username I was giving absolutely correct. That means my user was giving username absolutely correct. Just the password was wrong. So user will have clarity that he is giving password wrong. But let's say username is itself not correct. So this is if the else will be at the same indentation. See, same number of spaces here. It should be mandatory. And when you are doing mistaken, means you are giving wrong username, the else should be with this. Else should be having the same indentation. See, no indentation currently I'm having, no space. So same, it will be treated like this else is for this if only. So I will just say print. Here we will say invalid username. Invalid username. That's it. So let's try it out. First, what I will do, I will just run this, and this time we will say correct, absolutely correct. Username is admin, password is 1234. So see, access granted. So what happened in this case? Let's understand. We gave username is admin, a small. Everything should be in same. Like if admin is in a small, you have to give in a small. Then we are giving password because it was correct. Then only we are checking for the password. So password is also correct. That's why it is saying access granted. Next scenario, I'm giving wrong, let's say correct username, but password I'm giving wrong. Password I'm giving wrong. So before pressing enter, let's understand. You are giving correct username. It will go inside, it will check for password. So when password you are giving wrong, it should never go into the if block. It will directly switch to the else block and it will print invalid password. So let's see. So see, we are getting invalid password. Third scenario. This time I will give wrong username. See, I'm giving capital A. So I'm giving, even if I'm giving correct password, it will say invalid username. It's not saying invalid password, it is saying invalid username. Okay. So this is how we got. Whenever you are giving a username wrong, it will directly switch to this else, this else. Let's continue with the next one. That is match for. We will just comment the above stuff. Match for. Whenever you have multiple patterns for a single variable, multiple patterns, multiple values for a single variable, that time we will use match for. So for that we will take an example. Let's say I'm just having a variable day. I will be inputting the day, whether user will say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like that. So enter day, and we have to convert it into int. We have to convert it into int because we have day will be in integer only. Then there is a keyword called as match. In other programming languages it is switch. In Python it is match, and it is just before some time introduced in the Python. Match, here you will give that variable name which you took above, so that we are going to match this data available in this variable with here. Then match is the combination of multiple cases. Match is the combination of multiple cases. If user says 1, day 1, if user say 1, I want to print here, let's say Monday. I want to print here Monday. Next, let's say case 2. In case 2, user wants to print, let's say Tuesday. Similarly, we have case 3. If user gave 3 in this day, then we want to print Wednesday. Otherwise, apart from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, means apart from 1, 2, 3. So if user is giving 1, it should print Monday. User is giving 2 in day, so 2 is getting matched with which? This one case, Tuesday. Let's say user is giving 3, so 3 will get matched with this case. It will print Wednesday. Same, but apart from 1, 2, 3, apart from 1, 2, 3, if user is giving anything else, it will just print, let's say, please select day between 1 to 3. That's it. Let's run it. I will just run it here. Enter day, I'm saying 1. So see, I'm getting Monday. Again we will run it. This time I'm saying 3. We are getting Wednesday. Again we will run it. I'm just giving, let's say 5. So please select day between 1 and 1 to 3 only. What we did, we just took a day from user in integer, which that particular day is getting matched with which case? we will be getting output accordingly. Apart from this 1, 2, 3, if user is giving something else, then please select day between 1 and 3. Now, it's not mandatory that case will be only 1, 2, 3. It can be other data types also. You can have characters, you can have strings, you can have multiple conditions in the case, any operator you can use. So, match in Python is very much different and advanced uh, with respect to the switch available in other programming languages. So, it's really advanced. Let's see one more example. For this example also, what we will do, we will take day from user, but this time we will take day from user in string. So enter day in words. I will say enter day in words. We will just comment this. Okay. So enter day in words. Okay. Let's say if user is saying Monday. Monday is a weekday. Tuesday is a weekday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are the weekdays. But if user says either Saturday or Sunday, it should be weekend. It should be weekend. So let's see. I will use a short trick here, means why Python is a magical language that I will show you. So here I will say, let's say, I'm just saying match day. Match day only I'm saying here. Where case C. I will say if user is saying Saturday, Saturday or Sunday, or in a small user is saying, let's say Saturday, or what I will do, I will keep it short for now. That's it. That's it. Then we will print weekend. Then we will print weekend. Otherwise, why do we need to give other condition na for Monday to Friday? You remember in if else also, when we had marks more than 80 we had condition, marks more than 50 we had condition, marks equals to 50 we had condition, but when the marks were less than 50 we didn't give any condition na. So this is like a else part, it will behave like a else part. So otherwise I'm giving a default case, anything else, if user is giving anything else, please print weekdays. But yeah, there is a drawback that if user is giving something wrong also, user is giving some wrong name also, it will still just provide weekday. So if you want, you can use the same operator and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So let's run it first. I will just run it out here. Enter days. So I will say here Saturday. See, I'm getting weekend. I'm getting weekend. I will run it again. Let's say I'm saying Monday. Monday, I'm getting weekday. So what magic I showed you here? This magic. You can give multiple conditions also during the case. Even you can use if else conditions as well. Those are the advanced parts. For now I'm just keeping it the things very simple, so at least you will be able to start up the advanced parts and all we can cover in the different video. So this was one example of match, and this is the another example we saw for match. Next we will see ternary if or shorthand operator. Let's see here. So we will just comment this switch part, sorry, match part, and we will see ternary. Ternary is again same. Like if one condition is true, print this, otherwise this, like that. We will take very simple example first. Let's say I'm taking user's age from, so user's age will be get converted into int, and I'm using input function to take age from the user. That's it. I'm declaring a variable. So I'm declaring a variable. Please print, let's say eligible. Please print eligible. So we are making a program basically, if user's age is greater than 18, he is eligible to vote, otherwise he is not eligible to vote. Very simple program. So I have taken age from user, and I am declaring one variable in which I am initializing something with a ternary if. So if you see, please store eligible into this result. Please store eligible into this result if and only if age inputted by user is greater than 18. Age inputted by user is greater than 18, otherwise Otherwise, please store not eligible. That's it. And then we will straightforward print the ternary if. So we will just straightforward print it. So see, let's run it. I'm saying let's say 23 eligible, eligible. Once more we will run it. Let's say 12 not eligible. Okay. So left side of the if condition will get printed. So if this condition is true, if this condition is true, it will print the left side, otherwise it will print the right side. That's it. Let's say now you might have a question like currently, so this is easy. You are giving only two conditions, 1 and 2, either yes or no. What if I have more than one condition? Okay, let's see that. So we can take an example. Let's say you want to print, you will be taking a number from user. You will be taking a number from user, and if that number is greater than 0, it is a positive number. If that number is less than 0, it is a negative number. Or if that number is 0, so you want to print 0 only. Okay, let's do that. So we will take that number from user, int input enter number. Okay, so result again I will say if. First I will say print positive if, print positive if number is greater than 0. Else print negative if number is less than 0. Else wherever I said print, it means please store that particular part in result. So store positive in result if number is greater than 0. Else store negative if number is less than 0, otherwise store 0. So here we are not using elif, if you notice, we are using else. So if else one combination, if else another combination, it's like that. So please print or please store positive into this variable if number is greater than 0. Otherwise store negative into this variable if number is less than 0. Otherwise store 0. Simply I'm just reading it like in English, and then we will just print the result. So let's run it. I'm saying 2, so it's a positive number. See, we are getting perfectly positive number. I will print it again. Let's say -9, so this is a negative number. Now again I will say, so let's say 0, this is 0. Perfectly we are getting. So I hope you learned the conditional statements in Python. We will meet in the next video along with the looping statements. Till then, thank you so much.